Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com.
May one move a pen on Shabbos? Pens and pencils are used quite often during the week and at times are left out in different places, such as on a table, on a shelf. And the question comes up as to may it be moved on Shabbos, such as, for example, I don't feel it's covered Shabbos to have this pen around, may I move it out of the way? I'm afraid my child may get to it and make a beautiful Shabbos painting right on our dining room wall. Or I have an itch on my back that I can't reach and this pen is the right size to reach it. May a pen be moved on Shabbos? And the same applies for a pencil. So as with any question involving muktzah, in order to answer whether an object may be moved or not, one must analyze what category of muktzah does this object fall under. As within the laws of muktzah there are various categories, each one with its pertinent regulations, some being more lenient than others, and in order to know the proper halacha of whether this item may be moved, you must connect it to its proper category. So a typical inexpensive pen or pencil, which one is not particular against using for other purposes due to fear of damage, and you don't mind using it to scratch your back, throw to a friend. It's cheap, you're not particular about it. Such a pen or pencil falls under the category defined as Klisha Malachta Le'isr. As rules the Alter Rebbe in 308, Halacha 12, and other poskim, that any vessel which is designated for a forbidden use, such as a pen or pencil, but one is not particular against using for other purposes, is defined as a Klisha Malachta Le'isr. And so rules Halacha L'Maisa in Kalkela Shabbos of the Tiferes Yisrael, Bron L'Kseisa Shulchan 108, footnote 13, Oz Nidberu 1121 in his conclusion in Piskei Tshuvos 308.10. What does this practically mean? So what is the law of moving an item defined as Klisha Malachta Le'isr? So the law is, as stated in the Shulchanach, the Alter Rebbe 308.12 and Mechaber 308.3, that any item defined as Klisha Malachta Le'isr may not be moved for the sake of saving it from damage. This is called the atzmai, but may be moved for the sake of doing a permitted use with it, called legufai, or for the sake of using its space, which is defined as limikayme. Accordingly, it's forbidden to move the pen out of the way if you're afraid the pen's going to get damaged. However, you may move it out of the way in order to use the space. It's on the Shabbos table, I want to put a plate down. You may do so. And as well, you may move it for the sake of scratching your back. I'm making a use out of it. This is under the heter of legufai. Nonetheless, despite these allowances, it's proper for one not to move a pen such as to scratch his back in public in front of people, as people seeing this won't understand and they'll think you're being mezalzel, belittling the laws of muktzah, or they'll think that you can do this with all muktzah. So it's better to do this in private or to explain to them and teach them the halachas prior to doing so. All the above is regarding an inexpensive pen. An expensive pen, a nice $50 pen, or even a pen or pencil that's not expensive, but it's your only one, or you're very careful about your lead pencils. In such a case, the pen or pencil falls under the much higher and stricter category called Muktzah Machmes Chesrin Kis, of which it may not be moved for any purpose whatsoever on Shabbos, even for its space or to do a permitted use. Thus, in conclusion, whether or not you may move a pen or pencil on Shabbos is dependent on its value, its importance. Are you particular not to use it for other purposes, or do you not care? In the latter, if you do not care, it's only a Klisha Malachta Le'isr, which may be moved for its space or for a permitted use, such as to scratch your back. And in the former, it may not be moved for any purpose in its regular method. Now let's go back to one of the original questions we asked. Can you move a pen for the sake of preventing a child from coloring with it on Shabbos? So even if this is a simple pen that you're not particular about, perhaps it's forbidden. As what purpose is this? Is this a legufay purpose? Is this a limkaime purpose? Are you moving for the sake of its space or to do a permitted use? You're moving it to save damage from happening to your wall. So being that it is unclear that this would fall under one of the permitted categories, it's best to only move it in this case with a shinoi, which means an irregularity such as with your feet or the back of your hands, or alternatively to move it regularly with your hands, but then make sure to use the space that it was sitting on, in which case the poskim rule that it's mutter to do this trickery, move it to save from damage, and then use the space, as rules the Alter Rebbe in 308, halacha 12, based on previous poskim.
Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at Shulchanaruchharav.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.